And hello to everyone. Welcome to Rugged Outdoors Guide here on YouTube. And today we're going to do a review. It's not a really long review because it's of a sleeping mat. And I bought this because I'm going on a canoe trip, 3-day canoe trip just with my son in Northern Ontario. And I seem to never have great luck with sleeping mattresses. They either puncture or they are just too big and bulky, or they don't even work. And that seems to be the most common thing because I can feel the ground through them and they don't actually do a whole lot. So what I've got today is something that I just bought recently off of Amazon. Let's go take a look right now. All right, guys, so the inflatable mattress that I have is called an Ecotek Hibern8 inflatable mattress. It's an ultralight series, they call it, and it fits in this bag. This is smaller than a 1 liter bottle of water, and that's what they advertise on their website. So I've taken it out and I've inflated it, and so far it looks good. All the little air pods are holding air pretty well, pretty tight, and looks good. It's shaped like it fits inside of like a mummy style sleeping bag, and you can put it inside or outside. They say inside is for colder nights. It comes in a lot of different colors, kind of cool. The bottom is always gray, but the other colors that it comes in, green, orange, and blue. And the price on this, by the way, is 39 bucks US for a 3-season, and then there's a 4-season version for, I think, $59. I have read a few reviews. I haven't done my own research on this yet, but some people have said that it doesn't actually fit the advertised R value of 2.2, and it doesn't really do a great job at keeping you significantly warmer on a really, a sub-zero, like a cold night. But I'm guessing that most of us are going to be using this in the middle of summer, so I'm thinking that's not a huge deal. The biggest deal for me is, does it actually work? Does it feel good? And does it hold its air until the next day? I've seen dozens of reviews on different mattresses where everybody gives it, or a lot of people give it, a 1 to 3 star rating on Amazon for one reason only, and that is it doesn't hold its air. They all say, oh, it's great, except that it doesn't hold its air. In the morning, 2/3 of the air or half the air was gone. All right, so we're gonna do a test on that to make sure that doesn't happen. All right, guys, so I've taken the air out of this mattress, and I'm gonna see how long it takes to blow it up. But before I do that, just to kind of give you an idea of what else is in the package, here is just kind of a patch kit, I guess, although there's no sort of liquid resin or anything like that, so I don't know how they expect me to use this. There's no instructions or anything like that, so, but anyway, it's here. My experience is that if any of these get holes in them, these types of mattresses, you're never going to be able to really fix them really well. So anyway, hopefully I will never have to try that. Guys, just by comparison, in this bag, I'm supposed to be able to fit this mattress. And I'm going to show you how I can do that, or see if that works in a second. But by comparison, look at this. This is my mattress that I've used in the past. It's the size of a tent. And by the way, I can't even get the air out of this. You can see that there's still some air in here. It's got the valve, it's a self-inflating valve. I can't get the air, I just can't. So this is awkward because it doesn't work very well and it's huge. So we don't want that. We'll see if this one's any better. Now, they advertise, on their website, this will be inflated in less than 10 breaths. So we're gonna do that test right now. We'll see how it goes, all right? You ready? Here we go. All right, guys, officially, they're right. That took me about 9 breaths, and it was actually pretty good, even with 8, and there was even a little bit of air escaping. So I think we did pretty well on this. We'll now see how well it fits into our sleeping bag, because that's another thing they advertise. So I'm going to open up my bag here, And I'm going to put this inside just because that's one of the methods they say is good for keeping a little bit more warmth. Plus, it's tapered to fit like a mummy style bag. So, and I don't have a mummy style bag in this case. So we'll see how nicely it looks and fits in here. All right. Well, look at that. Perfect. All right, so you can sleep right on it. And all right, so let's do this. I got my shoes on. Not gonna have my shoes on regularly. But. All right, I'll grab my trusted North 49 inflatable pillow. Well, I gotta say, just by lying on it without spending a whole night right now, it seems pretty decent. Even with, I'm a side sleeper and my shoulder doesn't really bother me when I put it into here. I'm not feeling the ground through it. And what little hardness right now with my hip, what I do feel a little bit of the ground. It's not like I'm totally 100% on air, but because of the firmness of each of these individual AirPods, it's quite tolerable. So guys, the other thing about this is that it weighs 18 ounces, so that's pretty good. The initial thoughts I had when I felt the material on the edges here is it's pretty thin. It's thinner than any other mattress, inflatable or self-inflating or whatever, that I've ever had. It's really thin, and so I was kind of like, well, don't know how long it's going to last in the wild, but we'll see how that works out. But the company is pretty adamant that it's going to last pretty long, but you just got to be really careful. You know, you really want to keep it away from any sharp objects. 18 ounces is pretty light. It's 74 inches long and it's 22 inches wide, and it's 2.5 inches thick at the thickest point with each one of these pods. Now, obviously, these AirPods are not individual. That would be great in one sense if they were, because if you puncture one, the rest are good, but then you wouldn't be able to inflate it very well. So anyway, 2.5 inches tall, I would say that's a minimum. And I would also say that if you're a big person, I would say over like 175 pounds, you might have a bit of an issue with your hips or your midsection kind of just going right through, unless you're lying flat on your back. So I'm happy so far with the look of it, the general feel, the inflatability of it, and the deflatability of it. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to actually do a night and just to see, I'm going to give it about 8 hours or so, because I'm not going to spend too much more time than that. But what I'm going to do right at this moment, I'm going to deflate it, and I'm going to show you if I can actually get it back into this tiny little package, because a lot of people say they can't. So let's see. Okay guys, I've got all the air out of this and I see some fold lines here. So I'm gonna try to fold it along these lines. Now, I am gonna try to roll this so tight that it'll fit back into that case that I showed you, and that would prove a lot of people wrong, because several people have said there's no way you're going to get this back into the case. Close enough. So it did work, so I'm happy about that, and yeah, it's smaller than a 1 liter bottle of water, so that is awesome. The only thing left to do now is the overnight test, and I will let you know after an 8-hour sleep or an 8-hour lie down in here how it works. And if it does work, if 100% of the air stays in, then I would say this is definitely a worth it kind of thing. If you are an ultralight packer, if you're backpacking or going on a canoe trip, portaging, this is definitely what you're gonna, look at the difference. What do you want to carry? This, which doesn't work very well, this, which works well. Ha! Okay, looks like I got my selfie stick working here. Whoa, looks like Gandalf or something like that. Anyways, guys, after this 8 hour and about 10-minute experiment of me lying down on a mattress, gracing it with my 170-ish pounds, depending on how much I ate, it looks like we have success. Yes. These AirPods here are pretty much just as full. I can't tell any difference between when I first inflated them and now. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the result. I don't really have anything negative to say about this mattress at this point. The only thing I can say is maybe it's not the cheapest mattress in the world for this relatively small and seemingly flimsy thing. You're looking at, you know, 40 bucks or 60 bucks, depending on what the R rating is of it. But honestly, I would say that if it continues to perform as it has performed in my test, it's worth the money. So guys, I'm going to take it on a canoe trip in about 2 or 3 days from now. I have a 10-year-old son that's coming with me. I try to take each of my kids out on their 10th birthday with, you know, like a canoe trip with dad. So we try to do it on, not on their birthday, but the year that they turn 10. So we're looking forward to that. My whole family really likes this mattress. And of course, my son really wants to use this. And so that'll be his for the canoe trip. All right, guys. So as far as I'm concerned, this mattress, for now, until further notice, it's definitely a thumbs up. All right, guys, if a review video like that was of any use to you, let me know in the comments below. Love to hear from you in any context. Just let me know your feedback. Love to hear from you, guys. And until the next time you hear from me, which will be very, very soon, remember, get out there, enjoy God's creation, and keep on looking up. Thank you.